Matt, the thumbnail was ready. The title was ready. It was about to be a very, very dark show. And then Dansby Swanson stepped up to the plate.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm Sam Olber. He is Matt Cozy. You, hey, a victory. Our Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. We'll preview the Giants later, talk some momentum, but a lot of this show is going to be really about some unbelievable extremes led by one of the crazier comebacks. I mean, whenever you win a ball game down 3 headed to the 9th, it is pretty dramatic. And considering the Cubs were on the cusp of getting swept, losing 9 in a row at home, 19 of 24, you name it. This was a dramatic win. Like I said in the open, I mean, the only reason we're even live right now is because it was 6-1, and I thought we needed to go live to talk about a State of the Union, a sweep, and I had to change. I think I changed the title 3 times.
Yeah, that's happened a few times over the years, but it seems more poignant now for sure.
Are you feeling okay? Because we spent a lot of time together last night.
I just feel like I raised my voice more than I realized yesterday.
Got it. Yeah, no, we were screaming a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A lot.
I don't know what about, but
well, but Sam, doesn't this win cancels out yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't even look at it like that as much as like they needed something like this.
And they really needed this, right?
Yeah, and they got it. And let's work backwards. I think that's probably the way to go here, starting with the 9th.
Okay.
One thing about this show is we have the privilege, but sometimes it's hard to talk about a team every single day because this game could be a grind. And I've gotten a chance, it's no secret. People listen to the show. I've learned a lot about talking to Justin Steele. And one thing that I've learned about is these guys sometimes listen to stuff, and however frustrated you are about their performance, it's 50 times worse for them. And so when you got somebody like Dansby Swanson that's going through it, and look, we got to call it like it is. It's brutal offensively. Nobody's feeling it more than he is. And so when he came up to the dish there, 2 on, 2 outs in a 6-5 ball game, I'll admit it, I was surprised. I know that there weren't any lefties available, but I thought just based off of how he's been hitting lately, I thought for sure Kelly would get the chance, or Amaya, or probably Kelly. And I even tweeted out maybe he'll come through because it's just baseball, Matt. I want to start there because that was the biggest hit of the game. I'm happy to see him come through because nobody wants or deserves to struggle like that.
Yeah, the 2 key at-bats in the inning in which they scored 4 runs on 7 hits. 7 hits in 1 inning and that's what you need to do to make this improbable comeback. But the 2 guys that are having career worst months, and Dansby a career worst year, entering today at least, had the key at bats. Seiya single to extend it.
Yep.
Really, there was 4 at bats that all resulted in hits with 2 outs. Mo Baller, Seiya, Dansby, and then Pete. I thought that was really nice of Seiya to squeeze that ground ball by on the left side. And Dansby with a big time exhale and excitement after that. And I think that happened with me too. Of jumping off the couch, just taking a deep breath of wait, he did it. And I think this does matter for him. And what's really fun about this now is this really could matter for the group.
Right. No, I agree. And I think, that whole inning, Hap gets a big hit. Nico finally had a good swing. He got thrown out, stealing second, which, by the way, I wanted him to run there. You just want him to be safe. When he was out, my heart dropped. Yeah,
I thought they had a chance at a comeback, and when he got thrown out, it was like, well, that That's
No,
it.
that felt like the game. I didn't think it was a bad baseball move. He just didn't seem like it. Almost seemed like he thought they were going to give him the base, which makes no sense for them because they had a guy at third. I just thought he'd get a better jump, maybe pick a different time because the risk there is that Ballesteros does what he does, which is hit the ball on the ground fairly hard. So you don't want to ground into a double play, which probably should have happened if Nico was on first and they fielded the ball cleanly. But they caught a break and whatnot. But yeah, and then Pete, who I don't want to really call him the GOAT going into that because, losing the ball in the lights is like it's not like an error sort of thing. It's more of just like a fluky thing. But when it happened, you want to talk about your heart dropping. When he lost the ball in the lights there, whatever inning that was, for a 2-run inside the park home run, that felt like rock bottom, which, by the way, was the caption of the original headline or the original thumbnail of mine. That felt like it had to have been rock bottom. And then he comes up and he hits the walk-off, which just, was a little bit of a nice baseball moment there.
Well, that's why there's so many crazy narratives just in this one game alone, because Pete gets the game-winning hit after that play that was just atrocious, if you don't mind me using that description.
Are you sure you don't have a sinus thing?
But what a game. What a series of events. I'm glad the thumbnail got changed. I'm glad we don't have to talk about this being a low point for the organization. I don't want Friday's game to get rained out anymore. Okay, I said to Kira, I hope they get rained out.
Are you doing this again with the rain out thing? There's like a 45% chance at 2:00. You're turning into my dad.
I'm really excited for the game on Friday.
Okay.
And Bregman flew out in the 9th. But listen, they got 7 hits. And really nice to see Ballesteros hit a few balls hard tonight.
You're not kidding.
He should be in there Friday against the lefty Ray. I don't care. Put him out there.
Yeah, he's not going to be.
But man, what 4 clutch hits in a row? Mo, Seiya, Dansby, Pete. It's one of the better games of the year.
If you're
and shout out to Thornton and Rollison.
Yeah, I was okay. Yeah, okay, great. So should I just go? You got
Shota was terrible.
Okay. See, I'm not going to share our off the air call. Okay. What did you expect out of Shota tonight with the wind blowing out?
I mean, so going into yesterday's game, I remember it like we were walking up the steps to the 300 level.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, they're probably going to get beat Thursday, so they got to get this game.
Right.
They blew that game on Wednesday. They ended up winning this game, which is why I tried to describe it as a wash earlier.
Yeah.
But the way that it snowballed for Shota, the way he started the game, the first 3-4 innings, that's what surprised me because he looked sharp. He was dealing. It was one of those games where the first 3 innings were at like less than 40 minutes. But he gave up 4 home runs.
But okay, he gave up 3. Let's be fair. You know what I mean?
He gave up 4.
Well, he gave up 4, but one of them was an inside the park homer on a ball that hit the.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? If you take that away, he goes 6 innings, gives up 4 earned, 3 home runs. Look, when the wind's blowing out, him and Tyone aren't going to keep it in the park. So forget it. Like, this is who they are, And so it is what it is. And so he gave up his home runs. Soderstrom, by the way, and Langoliers I had. I also had Kurtz. That didn't pan out. I had 2 of the 3 that I bet on FanDuel. But, like, this is what's going to happen, and you were going to have to hit some home runs. Pete hit one. Hap hit a ball, that might still be in the air. I mean, it was
a laser,
a mammoth shot, and then they scored the 9th. But I didn't think, if you told me before this night he was going to go 6 innings, 4 earned, 3 homers, I'd go, yeah, it's probably it. All right. I mean,
okay. All right. Well,
it's not good. I'm not saying it's good.
Well, let me give you his line the last 4 outings: 21 2/3, 27 hits, 26 runs.
I'm not defending the guy. He's got
how many more starts is he going to get in a Cubs uniform?
Well, considering their pitching situation, a lot. Who are they going to start?
Well, Cabrera's coming back Friday, and hopefully Boyd Saturday.
You got to be a little bit
strategic. My voice wasn't like this 20 minutes ago, by the way.
Okay,
and my wife and kid can back me up.
Well, I don't think I need Bennett to back it up, but yeah. All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk about can this game actually lead to something, because it was a great win, but they still haven't won a series in over a month, and that better stop this weekend. We talk about that next. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA Finals are here. Every possession matters. If you're looking to get even closer to the action, FanDuel is a great offer to get you started. Right now, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started, folks. I had the Spurs in 7. And Stevenson alum Jalen Brunson, was just like, "Are you sure about that?" Because he went out and just took that game over in the fourth quarter. Matt and I were at the baseball game. I was looking at it, tracking on my phone. It was tied late. Looked like the Spurs had momentum, and Brunson, who's just turned into one of the more clutch, complete offensive basketball players of my generation. High school state champion, 2-time college national champion, and now 3 wins away from an NBA champion. Get in on the NBA Finals. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel. Play your game. Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. If you haven't already, go check out our new Everydayer Club, which includes ad-free episodes and more. Go to lockedoncubs.supercast.com or click the link in the episode description. The Cubs are everydayers. They play, well, not they're in terms of our show, but they play every day. They have another game tomorrow. Baseball's an everyday game. They say momentum's just as good as your next starting pitcher. Well, Ben Brown's been their best one. But Matt, is this best one by far? Is this the type of game that you feel like can get the club going? Or are we going to come back on Sunday night after a weird Sunday night baseball game? I apologize to the United States. Well, I just apologize to the United States and the national audience that has to subject themselves to watch the Cubs and Giants on Sunday night. You'd think back-to-back Sundays you have to watch the Cubs. But are we going to come back and go, oh, well, that game, is a footnote, or can they step their foot on the gas, sweep the Giants, have a 4-2 homestand, and do something?
Well, that's the big question here. That's what's going to make or break this weekend, if they could actually take advantage of these 3 games against an inferior team in the Giants, who they play. I just feel like someone should be at least fined for making the schedule. How do they play 2 teams in the next 12 games? I still don't understand that. I'm not going to ask for anybody's job.
You're going to find Manfred. He owns the league.
But it just seems really, really odd, and that's being kind. But yeah, that's the big question here. We talked about the 15-game stretch earlier this week that we discussed them going 10-5 in, right? And they're 1-2 to begin it. So can they go 9-3 or 8-4 over the next 12? If they go 9-3, they fulfill the 10-5 number that we had in mind. But if they go 6-6 or worse in this next 12, you start to get back to the thumbnail and the episode description and the episode title we had ready. And so I think that's still on the table. I'm really going to soak this win in, and I am looking forward to Friday. But the fact is you can't lose this series. You have to win 2 out of 3 against the Giants. I know that a couple of their pitchers have pitched well. The Saturday starter, especially, even though his last time out, he really struggled.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the big question. And Cabrera back Friday, I think, is a major wild card. So I hope the momentum doesn't stop, a short time from now, and hopefully they could keep it going.
Yeah, this one, you got to think Swanson especially is going to go to sleep tonight a little bit more like relaxed and
he should
and feeling better about things.
And Seiya too.
And not to make this, I was shocked Seiya didn't play today. I know Ginn had a ton of lefty splits. By the way, how'd that work out with Conforto? But I was shocked because we know how streaky Seiya is, and usually once he sees one go over the fence, they start coming in bunches. So I was really surprised he was not in the lineup tonight, especially with the wind blowing out. But obviously, Council's just going to play the numbers and Ginn's career. But Ginn was really impressive. Is that how you say his name? But yeah, I mean, I think Swanson, maybe Seiya will get a little bit of confidence because despite what 95% of the league thinks, the game is a lot more than about numbers, because no matter what the numbers say, if you're not in a good mental headspace, if you're not feeling good, if you're pressing, if you're guessing wrong, if you're doing a lot of things, you're going to struggle. And so maybe this win will everyone will come to the ballpark tomorrow, laugh a little bit, get some coffee, maybe have a little breakfast if you're into that. And, I'm not a big breakfast guy.
Me either, yeah.
120, 120 start against Robbie Ray, who's never opposed to walking a lot of guys. And maybe you win 2 in a row. I can't get on the whole 9 out of their next 12. I just need to see them win a normal game.
Okay.
I just want to see that. I
haven't done that much.
I just want to see Horner just get a couple hits.
They've won 6 games in 4 weeks.
Yeah. I want to see him win a series. Before we start doing that whole.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
That whole thing. I will say the one thing that has been pretty cool during like what has been one of the worst stretches of baseball, considering the expectations. I was listening to the Bleacher Nation pod today, and they said it well. It's like when you go into a year like 2011, 2012 with no expectations, it's still kind of fun because you're just watching to watch. Mm-hmm. These are the worst type of years when expectations are high and you're not bad enough to just, throw it all in, but you're not good either right now. And it's like, it's just the worst type of year. It's similar to 24. And it's been such a tough stretch, but man, Pete is offensively. We could talk about I'm curious your take as a coach on the lights thing, but he's kind of like his offensive season now looks pretty good. Like he's up to 246. What last year he finished, I think 247. His OBP is 331. I think last year was 307, and now he's slugging 414. Not what he did last year, but overall he looks really good offensively. I mean, he's never going to be a, Luis Ariz punch the ball all over the diamond type hitter, but I think he looks about as good as he could look right now.
Yeah, he looks way better the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I think that's someone that could have a big series, right? He's actually been pretty good against lefties this year. Does he have a big game against Ray, and then Saturday, Sunday with the national TV game on Sunday to really pace this team to a series win? I don't have much to say about the ball and the lights. I just don't.
Yeah.
These are professional athletes. Does he need to stay after the game today and take fungos? If that's what it takes, then do it. But there shouldn't be problems in the lights.
Right.
This is his 4th year.
Yeah, it's so I got of course, got crushed on Twitter for this because I just my whole thing was he loses the ball in the lights, and then he hits a homer, and they do the celebration rounding third after he lost the ball in the lights, and I was just like, it just at that point it was rock bottom, and I was just like, was that could we skip it on that one?
You mean like the normal celebration that they do?
Yeah, well, he did like his thing. I can't really I don't think it's appropriate for air, but they do something when he gets to third base.
Yeah.
And I just was like, after he loses the ball in the lights and we're down 4-1, on the cusp of losing 19-24, I was kind of like, maybe we just skip it that time. But the only thing I'll say is it's a fluky play, but it does seem like Pete does lose some balls in the sun. I think that's the first time he's ever lost one in the lights.
I don't remember it.
And then you combine the one where he has the grounder go through his legs for a little league inside the park home run. And then the drop fly ball. So he's had like 3 major ones, but this one definitely was out of his control.
Yeah, he's essentially given up 2 inside the park home runs in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And again, he gave an answer because I saw Jeff Agras say that he gave a really good answer to Taylor after the game on what happened. I didn't see it because I was prepping for the show, but that will be one that I'm interested in seeing. But it was one of those things where it's almost like it was a total accident. It was a total fluke, but it also just didn't take away from the frustration at that time. If they were playing normal baseball, you'd say, hey, that happens. But with everything going on, that moment just felt like rock bottom. And it was, hopefully, because they came back and bounced up from it and, won the baseball game.
Yeah, that's actually quite a story to track if they hit rock bottom actually in a middle of a game that they won.
Right. I mean, when that ball landed and he scored because Langoliers could really run for a catcher, I was sitting at home by myself eating, and I just took my fork, I put it down, and I just walked into my room and I just laid down. I was like, is this?
No, I don't mean to laugh.
No, you could laugh.
It was probably Panera.
I actually cooked at home tonight.
Okay.
Well, kind of. I actually had like 2 anyway, whatever. It's done. It doesn't matter. He ended up walking it off, and it was great.
Do they need to win Friday to prove something to you?
They need to win the series.
Okay, so if it's Saturday and Sunday, then
they have to win. They at minimum. If I'm being honest, I'd like to see them sweep the Giants.
Of course,
like that would be. Then I would come on Sunday with like some real life to me,
real juice.
Yeah, but they can't, Matt. They can't lose it. They got to win a series here.
Yeah, they do.
Tonight was awesome, and again, credit Swanson. Like it takes real guts to deliver in that spot when you've been struggling like that.
No doubt.
Credit Pete, credit Hap, all of them. But they still haven't won a series since May, 8th, 7th, something like that. Yep. And that needs to change. We're going to preview that series coming up next. All right. He's Matt Cozy. I'm Sam Olber. We are lifelong fans taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. And thank you for making Locked On Cubs the #1 Cubs podcast in the world.
Right.
That's a true story, folks.
Oh, it is. It happened in March of 2023. Go ahead.
And I say world because there's some people out there. We got a lot of fans. We got fans in the Philippines that comment all the time.
Well, the UK especially.
The UK is huge for us. Hey,
huge.
Comment below
Huge.
if you're listening from a different country.
Internationally,
Seriously. Yeah. Let's give some international love. We got the World Cup coming in here in a month.
Put your country in the chat.
Yeah, or put your country in the chat if you're on there. Matt's going to cover me in a couple weeks so I can watch Argentina.
That's right.
So comment where you're listening from.
All right.
Great. Cubs are playing this lowly Giants group. They did win the last 2 in Milwaukee, which I thought was pretty impressive. I'll be honest with you, Matt. The Giants are a great example of why I would never be an MLB executive because they have a bunch of guys on their team that are good at putting the ball in play and they never win. Luis Ariz, my favorite hitter to watch in baseball, as you know. He's hitting about 320. Jung Ho Lee, another really good bat-to-ball guy. One of the big reasons, though, to be fair, why they're struggling offensively is Rafael Devers is just really kind of fallen off a cliff as a player. I should wait till the series is over to say that. Pitching matchups, like you said, Robbie Ray versus Edward Cabrera coming off the injured list on Friday. Man, is this a big start for this dude?
I think it's huge.
He is, and I was listening to Craig today, and Counsell said that I'm paraphrasing that he expects this to be an ongoing issue all year with his blister.
It's annoying.
So, like, what? That's they traded that's concerning.
Yeah, it is.
I want to see him up at 98, 99 consistently. I want to see him go 6, and I want to see him strike out at least 7 or 8 Giants, which is going to be hard to do because they put in play a lot. But I want to I want to remember why I got excited when we traded for this gentleman.
Yeah, that sounds lofty to me. I understand where you're coming from. I don't think I'm going to beat you in that aisle.
It's lofty. Task a guy to go 6 innings and strike out 7.
That is. As Sam walks off the show for the great listeners on audio, Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening.
If that's lofty, then I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
He was just on the IL for a blister.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying you think he'll be on like
a come back, start one, go 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 7 Ks.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. How about 6 innings, 3 hits,
Does he have the stamina to go 6 innings?
He can't throw 80 pitches. He if that was the case, why wouldn't he make a rehab start then?
Well, that's a fair retort.
He didn't hurt his arm.
Right, he's got a blister.
He's got a blister.
I'm aware. Right. Well, and I'm not going to be able to land the jokes. I pass. But
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. If he had about 4 more blisters, I'd rather see him out there than what Wicks was giving the team. Seriously.
And why is Matthew Boyd? No, I'm genuinely asking. It's not a rhetorical.
Yeah.
Why is Matthew Boyd making a rehab start Saturday? Just have him pitch in the show.
Because maybe his rehab start didn't go that well. He missed his is different. He missed a lot of time. He came off a knee surgery. I get that. That's a bit. He had a surgery.
Way more serious. Yeah.
Yeah. He had a surgery. He's older. This is a blister. He missed 2 weeks. You know, and
right. So you just want him to get over his blister and have the start of his life. That's fine.
Okay. First of all, 6 innings, 1 earned, and 7 Ks ain't the start of his life. Secondly, it's nothing to do with him getting over his blister. I assume the blister's gone, which is why he's starting. If he still has it there, then he shouldn't be pitching. You know,
right.
Now I did hear Bruce Levine today on the Score say that Assad is like up and ready just in case he leaves mid-game or something. But Assad's
I did not know that.
But Assad's not even on the team yet, though, is he?
No. So he pitched on. I forget what day it is now. He pitched on Wednesday at AAA,
but it was only 6 pitches.
Well, it happened to be 6 pitches. They only threw him in the first inning,
right? Because
they pulled him.
And so Levine said the reason they did that is because they were concerned. If
Cabrera blows it.
If Cabrera's blister breaks open, so that concerned
then Assad
me.
will have to take the next start.
But that would mean Assad would have to get called up tomorrow.
Yeah, so I would it be in that individual game? Yeah, they'll probably swap Ferguson for Assad.
I mean, I'm not an analytics genius, but I believe if Assad's covering Cabrera, he'd have to be on the team when Cabrera's pitching.
Yeah, so then Ferguson will go down and Assad will come up.
Unless Bruce got wrong intel, maybe.
And then who gets?
But I see what you're saying too. They also could just do like a bullpen game if something happened with Cabrera, and then bring up Assad for safety the next day to cover those guys.
So wait. So
Brown Saturday. Yeah, sorry.
Who gets swapped for Cabrera?
Like
Roberts or Thornton or Rollison.
Who? Yeah, all guys that did well today.
It should be Maton.
That's a good question. Maybe Ramirez.
Maton should be released.
Maybe Ramirez Alcantara.
I'd have to double check the roster rule on that.
Yeah,
so you're saying they would be with less pitchers?
I mean, less position players.
Less position players. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me finish the pitching matchups before we get out of here.
I don't think you can go over 13 pitchers, man.
All right, yeah, I don't know the rule on that. That's your thing, okay? Right. Landon Raup is pitching. He's pretty good. His ERA is inflated because he just gave up 1 billion runs to the Brewers his last time out. But he's pretty good. He'll go up against Ben Brown, who is the Cubs' lone all-star right now. Been their best player, been their best pitcher, been their best everything. And then Sunday is Alabama native Trevor McDonald, and he'll be squaring off against Jameson Tyone on Sunday Night Baseball. So let's check the weather on that game.
Well, that's one of the latest Sunday night games I can remember.
Is it scheduled at 7:30?
7:30.
Great. So we'll be on the air Sunday night before a big week for me at work at midnight. Great.
I know it's a late one. And if Shaw
this is supposed to be
Friday,
cool. It's supposed to be cool Sunday night for JMO.
Shaw comes up Friday or Saturday. I wonder if it's Ramirez or Alcantara down.
So they reported that during the game today as well. It was a weird report. They said they want Shaw at AAA more to get more consistent at bats before he comes up.
Wow.
I think that was Taylor that reported that. Look at me with all these reports today.
Just get some PT.
Yeah, and you said he's been hitting well down there.
He has.
Because there's somebody over at third base who's not hitting well, the big club.
No.
All right. This was a fun show. We needed it. Everybody needed it. I was just looking at the comments. Somebody goes, yeah, I'm listening from Elgin.
That's great.
Can I ask you an honest question before we get out of here? Let's do a quick off-season 0 to 100. One question.
Off-season?
No. I just mean like that 0 to 100 is an off-season segment.
Oh.
0 to 100, Alex Bregman hits 15 home runs this year.
He's got 5, right?
That's right.
He needs 10 more in 99 games.
Uh-huh.
27%.
Thank you for making
Something
Locked On
like that.
Cubs your first listen of the day. Make sure you subscribe and follow so you get all the latest episodes. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 national Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. If it's 27%, then we got a real problem. On audio, make sure your second listen is Locked On MLB. He's Matt Cozy.
The Giants might have a problem this week.
I'm Sam Olber. I wish we had Luisa Rise. This is Locked On Cubs. Thank you for listening, everybody. Man, did we need that?